Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Steph and today I'm going to talk about image planes and display layers so you can manage them and so on and so forth. So this is a model I've been working on for a little while. I set this environment up so that I could have the various angles that I needed to model this thing somewhat accurately. To the right view I can kind of align things up and model it and so on and so forth. Everything very nicely and all that fun stuff. Get everything aligned nice. These things are being projected off these cameras, so if you never used image planes before, I'll just show you how to set them up real quick. I'll just get rid of this one. So if I need to add an image plane for the top angle there, all I really have to do is back up here a minute. Okay, so if I select the camera, I go to, in this case the camera is called top. So if I select the top shape, which is the shape of the camera, it's that particular object, you scroll down to environment and image plane. If you have nothing at the moment, this won't work. That just connects to it, so you just got to hit create. And once you do that, you pick your image. Presumably this file will be somewhere in your project. And it's not showing up because there's two of them. That's why there's one right there. Okay, so there it is. That's it. It's obviously not to the right scale, but we'll just assume that's correct. Whatever. But when you're working with this stuff, and you're looking to do something maybe in here and so on and so forth, this can kind of tend to happen when you're in perspective view, moving around. So it's important to control your image planes and make sure that they're not in the way when you don't want them in the way. And you can use this create from objects layer when you select it. There's my new layer, and bam, it's in there, and you can get rid of it when you need to, so on and so forth. And you can also add your other layers to it as well, or your other image maps to it. So there you go. So yeah, that's the skinny on image planes. Beyond that, just jumping over to display layers for a moment. Got a few different layers I'm using here, so let's get rid of the image planes there for a second. And another example of something I'm doing here as well is I got the lights that are in this scene. I can turn them on and off. No special reason to really do that other than just to remove clutter when I'm modeling. Got some other objects here as well. There's the body. Now, the really nice thing about display layers is that you can use them for reference. So if I duplicate this and I create another object here, so I have two versions of the body. There's one body right there and there's another body right there. Now let's assume for one reason or another I'm modeling based off another model. So I don't know, let's say you have a character model that you want to model another model over top of and kind of get the same size. Well, you can bring in your original model before you start modeling and just set it as a template flag there. So you can see now over top of here I've got this smoothed version of the body below it as well. So that's under this particular layer, and then the template's right there. You can see that I can kind of align things as I need to, and I got this sort of shadowy version of it, or rather wireframe version of it over top, and I can use it as reference. And actually, speaking of reference, there is a reference mode here as well, and what that does is just makes it whole, so you can actually renders that out and shades it and all that fun stuff inside your editor. So yeah, that's the purpose and use of display layers. Other things you can do with it is you can change your lighting environments. So say, for example, you might have a few different light setups, so maybe you can turn a couple off and a couple on as you go. Or if you're modeling inside an environment or doing anything inside an environment, maybe you can select all the objects that you don't want and then shift select the objects you do want. So you would like say, oh, I don't want to select this thing, but I want to select everything else. Then bam, you just hit shift and you can select everything but that one object. And then I can add this to a layer and I can now target this for modeling or whatever. So that's it. Short form version of image planes and display layers. Check out the rest of my content on the channel and subscribe if you enjoy it. Thank you very much, and have yourselves a wonderful, happy new year.